Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's very special episodes, I have to say, of Banter Blitz. It's a birthday party, and as I do with all my birthday parties, I'm sitting alone in a dark room where the windows are closed and there's no company, and instead of sleeping, I just contemplate time passing by. Chess 24 has become 2 years old. Nah, doesn't feel like time is flying. It's only 2 years. Can even hear the typing. And no tie pointed out by Shacho. So yeah, it's a 2-year anniversary. Oh, that's what they tell me. I never check these things. Normally happens with girls when they tell you randomly, oh, today we've been dating for 2 years and you forgot to bring me flowers and so on. But I'll take people's word for it. And to celebrate the occasion, I thought, let's not sleep all night, but instead play Blitz against our beloved premium members. The thing is, we're all too lazy over here to come up with any new show formats. That's not true. I am. Tomorrow during the day, I believe there's going to be a lot of new show formats with Sopiko and Anna. Then Peter Svidler is going to do, I think he calls it Handicap Banter Blitz. He wants to give timeouts, but I'm going to do the same old. Only difference is to celebrate the occasion, I'm wearing my one and only, literally, Chess 24 t-shirt. You can wear it. It's a little stretched. You can see it's a little stretched out here because I'm wearing it all the time. It's also not true. Before I talk more nonsense, let's get the games. Let the games begin is probably what I should say. I don't know, this background I have freaks me out a little bit because I watched this TV show Gotham recently. I don't think it's a massive spoiler. One episode they have a killer who attaches people to balloons and they just fly in the air and die. So I'm a bit little traumatized whenever I see balloons. And I think I'm gonna take it very easy on myself. Hopefully for the first game and play against, what is all this stuff? Play against Goran Free Dive. This sounds like a free roll because he only has 1332. That's really a free roll for him. I can only win one rating point. I can lose lots of them, especially playing the Sicilian. And Shacho wants to know about my dating life. No comment, but yeah, I might have forgotten the occasional birthday. Or do you even call it birthday? If it's like a relationship day, birthdays I'm normally decent with. Nah, that's also a lie. But, like, we've been dating for 2 years on this day. Like, who remembers such stuff? I don't even think girls do, they just know you don't have a clue. So they make up some random date when they feel like giving you a hard time and saying, I can't believe you forgot. Speaking of which, let's talk some chess against Goran. I've employed the Sicilian Taimanov, which is a Sicilian I sometimes play, and Goran took on d5, allowing me control of the center, so I'm reasonably happy about my position. Like, not thrilled happy, but not unhappy either. He gives a check, and the thing is, of course there's only a limited number of pieces on the board, but I do have a better structure, and I can target maybe his c2 pawn, maybe his b2 pawn. Try to grab some extra space in the center. Bishop takes f6 shows he either really hates bishops for a reason unknown to me, or yeah, that he's not such an experienced player, because you don't want to give this bishop for free without being invited to do so. Still, the material is equal, so probably it's a little too early to celebrate, except for the alleged 2-year birthday, but I do like my position. My plan involves winning on time, and if that doesn't work, now that is the plan. In general, I'm not very good at wording plans, because I never have any. I make moves, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. Like here, what is the plan connected to h6? Not to get checkmated on the back rank. I could have gone d4, but I didn't want to. Now that he's weakened his king with f4, it's a little more tempting to open the position up, because there might be tricks along this diagonal. I was expecting knight to e4, And after bishop d8, let's say rook fd1, the bishop could come in very handy on b6. He's played rook f3, and it's time to collect some material. I haven't fully figured out how to do it, but I have a feeling something should give. I didn't sleep. I was planning to sleep before this session, but since I normally go to sleep at like, whatever, 3 a.m., surprisingly hard to take a nap from 8 till midnight. Is my phone ringing? Or maybe that's my alarm. Might be my phone. Maybe I forgot some birthday. I'll occupy the d file sneakily. I'm not sure how sneaky it is. Planning to get in a queen d1 check. Ah yeah, anniversary is probably the correct term, sorry. Still not a native speaker. And yeah. Schacho, he's one of these guys who's seen a university from inside. He's showing off his Latin knowledge. Ani is derived from anno, aka year in Latin. Very impressive, Mr. Schacho. So for the position, I'm clearly better, but I still haven't managed to collect any material. I'm clearly better because this king is weak, this pawn is weak, this pawn is weak, and the knight is not the most active soldier ever to roam the a3 square. And I was sort of hoping for this because now I can pick it up, giving a check. It's a vicious double attack against king and knight at the same time. And Goran, free dive, realizes what he's done and resigns. Good game by Goran, hung in there for a long time. But in the end, my grandmasterly feeling got the better of him. Alright, let's up the ante a little bit and play against Mr. Method Chess. I have a feeling I've played about Method Chess before, because I'm sure I would have talked a lot about Method Man when playing against Method Chess. Even though it's not Method Man, it's Method Man, because he doesn't pronounce the TH, if I am correctly informed. Let's see what Method Man does. Method Chess goes e3. This is one of these lines which I'm probably going to cover in the next part of my d4 repertoire video series. It's not scary, but it's solid. And I have a feeling we've played the same game before, like bishop e2 and short castle. Looks extremely harmless, but of course with white you can do all kinds of things. I'll just get some pieces out. I think we're going to have pretty much a symmetrical position. Or so I thought, until he went bishop a3. Alright, let's mix it up a little. Go c5. Would be more solid to take on a3 and play knight bd7 or whatnot. But c5 should lead to a slightly more unbalanced position with so-called hanging pawns should he take on d5, which he does. And these pawns you call hanging pawns because they can't be defended by other pawns, but sometimes they also give you some dynamic options, like pushing them somewhere. Normally you want your knight on c6 in the structure, but with this bishop already on a3, I'll put it here just to keep an eye on the c5 pawn. And yeah, I got stuff to do, but no, I think I only got one session tomorrow. Akai11 is wondering about the schedule. Tomorrow, no, I think it's Sopiko and Anna during most of the day for the English schedule. Then our boy Peter Svidler from 6 till 8, and I'll do the night shift from 8 or 9 or whenever Svidler is done till midnight. That is the very rough plan, and my very rough plan against Method Chess is to checkmate him. How do I accomplish that? I have a feeling decent rule of thumb in these positions is if d4 kind of works, you want to do it. And here it seems to work tactically because after ed, cd, his queen is under attack and this bishop on a3, bishop takes e7, queen e7, and this dude drops. And queen b2 I can take and then take on e2. So long story short, he can't take on d4. And if he can't do that, good things should happen to me. I don't know what good things, but something. That is true. Schacho was mentioning that Fun Chess didn't get a lot of playing time at the Super Bowl. My new favorite sportsman, even though I don't follow American football, Devin Fun Chess from the Carolina... Are they called Carolina Panthers? Really don't have a clue about American football. Do I have a picture? I normally have a fun chess picture somewhere. Is Method Man still thinking? Oh no, he played Queen B2. I'll react to that, but not before I bring up fun chess. Oh, I'm sure our designer, Vahan, who spent a lot of time putting together this beautiful graphic, is going to be very happy that I ruin it in the first 3 minutes by bringing up Mr. Fun Chess. Queen B2, good move. Getting out of the way. I had some vague idea, which I forgot by now. It's actually a very good move. Unpleasant. I do not enjoy good moves by my opponents at all. Maybe d4 wasn't as brilliant as I thought it was. Can't see anything clever, so I'll do something unclever. But yeah, this was not the plan, because now I can take with the knight and I'm probably slightly worse. Probably shouldn't have praised myself all that much for my genius d4 move. Zed Droid is asking about the Artur Yusupov series. I'm expecting it to come out literally any day. I hope today or tomorrow for the birthday party. Should not be long. It's in, what do we call this, in post-production. Bishop b5. He's trying to checkmate me. I'll still try to unbalance things at the risk of getting checkmated, because now his bishop on b5 is very active and I'm slightly concerned about knight d5, but I just could not resist. Might have to sacrifice an exchange in some line. Knight d5, maybe queen b7, knight f6, knight f6, bishop e8, rook e8, even though I'm not 100% sure I have enough there. Okay, fun chess. We've had enough fun in this game. Go away. I must think. No distractions. Knight d5. I could take rook d5, queen b7 if I'm feeling funky. I feel funky. When my hope was that I'm not losing that much material, bishop d7, queen d5 and rook d7, queen b5, and with his weakish king, the impish king on g1, I should be alright, especially since his bishop on a3 is a bit of a spectator still. And my rook could enter the action. I'm not sure how effective that is, but it's sort of tempting to do it. Why not? I brought myself some coffee, but it's sort of old and I lack the exact words. Normally I take pride in knowing all these fancy English words. Today I can't think of any. Stale? Is that a word? Doesn't taste good. What I'm trying to say. I'll give it a check for lack of better ideas. There he goes that way. Alright, I'll come closer. A little worried about losing after some rook e8s, but I was hoping that I was faster. Worst case scenario, I have queen h3 check, king e2, rook e6 check. Best case scenario, I have something else. VB Cardinal is asking about the candidates. The honest answer is I still don't know. There's certainly going to be coverage on Chess24 and we're planning shows in multiple languages, but some stuff behind the scenes is still not 100% clear, at least to me. So don't know. And I'm aware it starts soon. Might have messed up here. I estimated bishop c5. I was intending queen c7. Then he has rook e8. Which is annoying. Can't say anything better than it though, and rook e8, rook e6 check, but once again this was not the plan and now the position is sort of equal, I would guess. b4, I guess bishop d4 also legal. Not sure if I want the ending. Nah, I think I'll keep the queens on the board just for bigger cheapo chance. Queen c4, let's push. Harry. Okay, he wants f5. Alright, now f5. Sort of blundered a pawn there. And I'm not gonna win this game by a huge margin. I have a feeling after bishop f6, for example, I have to give a perpetual, which also wasn't the plan. But the best laid plan of Man and Jan. Now he does it. Very unfair. Playing with my feelings. I do have a perpetual, but do I have more? I do want more. But maybe there is no more. Nah, it's just a draw, I'm afraid. I'll fool around. This might lose though. King h2. Nah, it's a draw. Good game, method chess. First blood drawn in the second game already. That's shocking. Anyway, I'm planning to mess up my rating to beyond recognition, which I think I already have, tonight and tomorrow, and then I'll rebuild it. But I still gotta crush Fiona to keep a bit of respect in the office. If I don't win this one, I'm gonna have hard times ahead of me. I've never studied Fiona's opening repertoire. This is Fiona Steele Anthony, a new co-worker at Chess24. Looks like she wants to go for the Grunfeld. What nasty anti-Grunfeld lines do I have? None, I'm afraid. But I always like giving a check just to be confusing. Sometimes I go CD knight d5, then queen a4 check. Sometimes I give this check immediately. Queen d7 does not strike me as the right reaction, because I can take a pawn. And if there's anything I like as much as drinking stale coffee, it is grabbing pawns. Still like taking pawns. What's going on? Some knight b4s in the air. Could stop that with a3. Would be a pity though to lose a tempo on a3. d4 knight b4 annoys me a little bit though. a3 knight a5. I'll play this, which looks odd. But what are you gonna do? I was more concerned about knight b4 when I wanted to play rook b1. Now, if I counter correctly, still a pawn up. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of compensation. I can slowly crawl out with my pieces. d3, bishop somewhere, bishop d2, rook to c1, and so on and so forth. And I might have mentioned this before. Pawn is a pawn. And yeah, VB Cardinal, I'm aware, stakes is high. Gotta win this one. But how? Probably by doing nothing. Two things I excel at. Grabbing pawns and doing nothing. If you hear some yelling from the other room, it's not a Spanish football match. It's our friend Pepe Cuenca commentating in Spanish. We're gonna switch around languages. In like 2 hours at 2, I'll do 2 hours in my pathetic Spanish, and he's gonna do 2 hours in his very good English, and then rinse and repeat. I still haven't done anything sensible here, but I do still have my extra pawn. Trying to calculate bishop g7, knight b6, if that is advantageous for me. But I don't really see any major breakthroughs. King g7 I'll just take here. And yeah, as part of my ongoing efforts to never make any active moves, I shall remove the knight and now cowardly defend this pawn. I'm not sure I want to go e3 actually. Maybe not. Oh, about to blunder. Under a lot of pressure here already. Fiona playing well. Sort of crushing me. Oh boy. I just blundered with f5 and with it most of my position. Still not lost because I started the pawn up, but yeah, this might not enter the collection of my 10,000 best games either. At least I'm slow. I'm gonna flag her. Sometimes you just gotta flag. I'm probably lost. Actually, not just probably lost, I'm lost. Wow, precise. And yeah, beautiful win against Fiona. Apologies for the flagging and my horrible play, but such is life sometimes. Alright, let's see if I can win one game straight up, but I doubt it. Zed Drought is gonna check in on my Spanish later while I play against Conte Yellow. Where's Conte Yellow from? Does it say? From Thailand. Wow. I'm going to Thailand soon to play the Bangkok Open and for some holidays before with our friend Paco Vallejo and some other Grandmasters whose names I might not be allowed to reveal. But yeah, always looking forward to the Thailand Open. Nicest Open tournament I know, starting on, when was it? April 11th? Maybe 10th. Might be April 10th. And yeah, thanks for the praise about that beautiful game. I am happy with my achievement. Queen e2. This is a line my friend Faika likes to play. His point is after bishop c5 he wants to take on f7. The problem is it's not very good, but it's still creative. But Conte Yellow has other ideas. Wants to play more quietly. I like throwing in h6 in any of these positions, because if we start with d6, bishop g5 bothers me a little bit. Not unduly, but a little bit. a6 is also kind of a standard measure, threatening knight a5, which Conte Yellow anticipates, and goes bishop b3. Recently the fashion has been that you go bishop e6 early in all types of situations, not being scared of this double pawn. He goes bishop c2, indicating he wants to keep some pieces on the board, which I'm fine with. I'm going to try to grab some space on the center, and this is a very standard kind of structure for these lines. White is trying to checkmate black on the king side. Black is trying not to get checkmated on the king side. I could probably have gone knight g4 if I would have paid any attention. but I think we've established pretty well in the first couple games. I'm not planning to pay any attention to any chess subtleties tonight. I will, however, if I can grab material in one move, do that. Even though this one, I'm not even sure how great it is, because queen f3, that's a good square for the queen. And after I take, the white pieces are a little menacingly directed against my king, towards my king. A little scared. But what you gonna do? Can I go g6? My guess is the intention is rook to d1. Yeah, it's compensation. Can't lie. I'm scared. Therefore, I shall retreat my pieces as far back as possible. Now the point is to vacate this square for the queen, and knight g8 is actually sort of a standard move in these positions to prepare g6 should you need it. g6 can counter yellow take on h6? Maybe, but if he's gonna win a beauty prize for this game, he does deserve it. Dover Beach is asking, Jan, do you dip your biscuits in coffee? What biscuits? Zazumi only found the event by accident. Yeah, sorry about that. I've noticed, I believe in the list, that the most recent events don't show up on the starting page. I think once they go live, which is now, they should be there. But I'll take it as a positive. We have so many events, it's impossible to display them all. And I'm still under a lot of pressure here, and I've been playing extremely slowly. Will I find any fight in these old bones? Or not to get checkmated? Not sure. I might get checkmated actually, not h5. Looks extremely scary. Good news is I have no time. I keep saying that, it's not really good news. Conte Yellow is looking for the brilliancy prize here. f6 probably wins. Yeah, there he goes. Oh, I didn't expect bishop takes. Now I'm checkmated. Yep. Very nice game, Conte Yellow. Congratulations. That was pretty. And I'm starting to get a little embarrassed, but not really embarrassed yet. So I'll continue playing terribly for a while. And then, with the second wind at like 4 AM, I'm gonna start crushing you all. But that was a very good game by Conte Yellow. Like, really gotta give him props. I have no idea if this stuff was correct. It didn't really feel like, but he had very good compensation here and executed very nicely after I did some panicky moves like bishop g7 was probably terrible. But yeah, nicely done with 1846. Wow, that cost me 49 points? Ah, no, only 29. 29 we can live with. I might be below 2700, which really is sad. Like, I know it doesn't look like, but I feel like my real blitz strength should be around 3000 on this side. But falling below 2700 is food for more self-loathing. Yeah, I think that position was lost anyway. I missed bishop h6. I was expecting queen h6, but yeah, mainly after f6 was kind of bad. But yeah, really good game by him. Zed Drought, you're gonna have to endure all my wrath. Why do I look so tiny? This is... all these balloons are way over my head. That wasn't funny. Yeah. Do you guys watch Gotham? It's a pretty decent show, actually. I thought it would be much worse, but I enjoyed it. But this balloon killer left a lasting impression. This is one of the more boring lines known to chess theory. Bishop d3, d5, e takes d, c takes d, castles, castles. Well, I'll at least go e takes d, castles, just to confuse Mr. Z Druid a little bit, even though it might not confuse him all that much. And it tends to lead to the same position. But I still like that move order. Lucas Muller, 91210. No, 90260 is saying, I will be here for almost all of the 24 hours. Just sleeping a little in between. Glad to hear that, Lucas. Can't say the same about me. I'm gonna do my shift till 6 a.m. and then I'll go to sleep and be back in the afternoon. Castles, can I grab the pawn? Nah, I should restrict my greed a little bit. Probably you can take on c3, then on e4, but didn't feel like it. G5. Once again, I'm already panicking. My phone is ringing again. Not gonna be able to answer. Okay, I wasn't planning to do this so early, but I have to already resort to stronger caffeine measures. I woke up early this morning, believe it or not. My sleeping rhythm has been all screwed up ever since this commentary of the Bundesliga I did on Sunday morning. Also, Zed Drought is outplaying me once again. Why is everybody outplaying me? Is this sort of an elaborate practical joke that Magnus Carlsen created 8,000 accounts on the site? You're just gonna crush me every game under a different name? It's possible, but frankly, no. I think I'm just playing horribly. But I will win against Zed Drought just to make a statement. I don't know what statement that is. But yeah, I'm worse. C takes D pre-move. I think Queen takes D was better, frankly. Let's sacrifice some pawns. Throw caution to the wind. I actually thought I might get it back after Queen D8. If the knight goes somewhere, I'm gonna have a check here. And Queen F3, I was hoping I could pin. Might get mated again after Knight F6 check, but no, it doesn't look like mate. GF, and I'll be okay. Doverbeat is needing help with his bathroom extractor fan. Where do you live? Aren't you German or something? Why would you have a fan in your bathroom? I think I know why. And yeah, just wait. Might have a timer or some nonsense. Come on, Zed Drought. Don't checkmate me. It's very tempting to pre-move Rook G8, but if he goes like Queen H5 and I pre-move Rook G8, Queen H6 checkmate, I'd be upset. So, can't do it. Doverbeach is just showing off his wealth in the chat. He could afford a new bathroom fan. What do? I have a feeling I'm getting pretty much checkmated again. I could take on D3 and if Queen H6, Queen H7, Queen F6, Queen G7, Queen H4 check, King G8. Yeah, I could do that. I don't really want to though. Okay. Can't see anything cleverer. Doverbeach is pretending he has a landlord. We all know he owns a giant mansion where he treated himself to a new bathroom fan, but he doesn't know how to handle it. And his employees did get the week off, so he's sitting there all alone with his luxury and can't turn it off. Sorry, man, I've never had such a thing. I think I have heating in my bathroom. Why would he take on G7 that drought? That's wrong. You should keep the queens on the board and checkmate me. Now I have some sort of winning endgame. You have a couple pawns, but the bishop is stronger in this situation. It's too early to resign either, though. think you have like 3 pawns. You shouldn't resign. Just take on c5 and see what happens. Rook d2, rook f2. But yeah, instead of queen takes g7, queen h4 check, I have to go king g8, and rook a2 or whatever. I wasn't so sure what's going on. Black should be fine, but not 100% sure. Anyway, thank you for the game, Mr. Druid. Not a lot of challenges. People might be asleep. I'll play our friend Suki Ray, fellow NBA expert. Speaking of NBA expert, I was playing to look if there's some games going on, so I get some entertainment. Suki Ray is asking, have you gotten the Life of Pablo yet? What's the Life of Pablo? Is that a new Escobar thingy? I've watched Narcos, and I've even watched some other Spanish Escobar documentary. But if we're talking about something else, I don't know what you mean. What's the Life of Pablo? Looks like Shacho fixed the bathroom problems, which is impressive. I thought Shacho was a student living in some student home, sharing a bathroom with 50 other students. But it looks like no such thing. He knows his way around a bathroom fan. Probably shouldn't insult all the loyal viewers too much, but it's all in good fun. Nah, not really. I mean every word. Queen a4, what kind of move is that, Suki Ray? Don't move your queen early in the opening. Bring your king to safety. You should castle. And just for educational value, I will attack the queen to show you that you shouldn't bring it out too early. Of course I've watched Making a Murderer. My take on it, can I spoil this? Yeah, it's been out long enough, so I can spoil, I believe. He was clearly framed, and yeah, clearly all the law enforcers in Manitoba County are sort of villains, the worst being Len Kaczynski. But I still think the dude did it, most likely. Sorry, doesn't mean he should have been convicted, but I read up on it a bit, and it does sound like he probably did it. They still framed it. Him, of course, they put the keys and whatever else. They found the queen on the a4 square to make it look more obvious, but I do believe that Stephen Avery is probably not guilty. I don't think he should have been convicted with the evidence, but if I had to bet, like, I think it's much better than even money that he actually did kill her. Lucid chess, come on. I've been doing Sofa King jokes long before people did it. I have this album by, what's his name? MF Doom? I Am Sofa King. So, yeah. If you want to do any other most Tavern things, go ahead. I'll read out pretty much everything. And Shacho is with me. The cousin, I'm also not 100% sure. Like, what they showed was very cringeworthy and very tough to watch. But I've heard it wasn't the whole story. So there I'd like to actually see the full tape before can judge on it. The way they made it look in the documentary, of course, it looked like they found a mentally slow dude and made him say whatever they wanted, so that was very hard to watch. But once again, I'm not sure we got the whole story, because clearly the documentary, I enjoyed it a lot, but it's not really a documentary in a sense that it remains neutral and showing both sides of the story. They clearly wanted us to buy one storyline. So I have mixed feelings about it. Mareu is too strong. Like, everybody rated below 2000 has been beating me up so far. Let's see if this trend continues. Or I could try to focus even harder, but I don't really feel like. I just want to sit here and talk nonsense. What is this line? I used to know this line. There's some sharper stuff with g4 followed by something. Can't remember. Knight b7 looks logical to go e4 because he can no longer take on f3 and d4. E5, I guess this is all theory. What's going on? You could always play some boring move like bishop e2 and be slightly better, but let's be aggressive. And yeah, I agree, Shacho. Then again, the cousin at some point he said something like, but I was only there for the fire, which might be true, that he was there for the burning of the thingy, but yeah, that one I haven't looked into so much, so I really don't know. But even there were some parts that, yeah, the documentary just sounded like they obviously ruined this poor kid's life, but there were some parts I wasn't so sure about. This position I'm also not so sure about. Tempted to go bishop takes f7. Not sure if it's any good, but who cares. Point is king f7, queen d5 check, and at least I win my piece back. But yeah, even there could be some unexpected turbulences. And black can also just go bishop takes, knight e4, whatever, bishop b4 check, and he might have some compensation. I love Charles Barkley, but obviously you can't really agree with anything he has to say about basketball. Like, I'm much bigger expert on basketball analytics than Charles Barkley, but he's so entertaining. Like, how could you not love the guy? I was listening to his podcast with Bill Simmons a while back, and no, Charles Barkley is great. But yeah, he doesn't really have a clue. The Life of Pablo is Kanye's new album? Wasn't it called Waves? It changed names like 18 times. Last time I checked it was called Waves. No, I haven't listened to it yet. I've been off the Kanye bandwagon for a while, really. The only album I enjoyed is College Dropout, and after that I've only heard the occasional thingy. But I might check it out. I haven't heard horrible things. My position I'm not very fond of. Guess I got a castle. See what happens, but he clearly has very good compensation. Or he could take the pawn back on e5 if he was so inclined. And yeah, Curry is pretty good at basketball. Mario does take the pawn back. And who can blame him? Can I do something clever? Nah. I'd like to do something clever. The thing is, if I play normal takes and rook a1, then he just castles. But I can't stop castling into both directions, or at least I don't see how. If I go queen b4, just long castles. I could play a move like f4, but I'm also not sure how much that does. Oh, and it looks like with all my entertaining explanations, I've sort of forgotten about the clock, so let's rectify that situation. I'm not sure how you rectify having forgotten about the clock. I'm saying I should speed up. I rook d8. All right. See, I did speed up. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. That's a bit of a pity. I was so happy with my new speed qualities. That was a bit mean, I have to admit. But in chess and war, everything is allowed. Don't think that's true, neither of these statements. Sorry, Mareo. Shacho's asking, what talk show and stuff do I follow? Yeah, I watch a bit of Bill Maher. I'm subscribed to the podcast. I don't always listen to it, but it does entertain me. When I do, else talk show mäßig, talk show mäßig, I'm mixing in German. Not that much. Bit of John Oliver once in a while. Used to watch Colbert, but I'm wondering now. Recently, I've mainly been listening to podcasts and not that heavily involved in the talk show scene. Used to watch Letterman and Craig Ferguson, but no time. Speaking of no time, that was a big reason I won the last game. And now against Nighthawk, I will try to win straight up without having to flag. And Mareo says, well played, yeah, likewise. And no, you didn't flag me, you almost checkmated me. I tricked him with his f5 in the end. But yeah, I'm not really dominating so far in this session, to put it very, very mildly. And no one watches The Walking Dead anymore. Windgleiter won, and people shouldn't. Like, how often can it be exciting to say, oh, let's go to this pharmacy. No, there might be zombies there. No, we have to go. Let's go. Oh, big surprise, there's zombies there. Zombie ambush. Like, nah, it's a dumb show, come on. What's Go Jesus? What's Shacho talking about? Yeah, I think I agree with Shacho on most stuff. Not sure I agree with Nighthawk's treatment of the Catalan. Oh, pawn. Gimme. Well, this position was already unpleasant, was what I was trying to say. They never said zombie? Hang on, can I take? Ugh, I would have to count pieces. Bishop f3, bishop b8, bishop g2. Nah, probably not a good idea. Ah, we're talking Walking Dead. Yeah, I've given up on that show long time ago. I'm excited Better Call Saul is back. I watched that. What else have I seen? Oh yeah, I've watched Deutschland 83, which is a great show. Surprisingly, since it's a German show and most German stuff is crap, as even the Germans around here will admit. Donor is mentioning Peaky Blinders. Yeah, I love Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is my favorite show that I've seen last year. It's been out for a while, but I've only watched it recently, and I thought it was fantastic. The Nick, I could go either way. I think it's a good show, but it's a bit too much of an horror show for my taste. But I've seen like most of season 1, and I thought it was good, but didn't get me hooked enough to come back for season 2. Oh, and Windgleiter is trying to explain the deep meaning of The Walking Dead. Nah, come on. I know it's the most popular show on TV, but really not gonna be able to watch it. I have a feeling I'm once again playing terribly here. Like queen b5, like my knight on a4 is all over the place, e2 is hanging. How much worse can it get? Will I ever reach rock bottom? And once you reach rock bottom, like, do you automatically improve or can you just stay at rock bottom? That's another question I've been contemplating. And Shacho, yeah, that's the one thing I disagree with Shacho. Like, I've watched a bit of Tatortraining. It's alright, it's pleasant background music, but it's not that funny, really. Like, it's okay. That's not Stromberg. What's going on here? Knight d5 doesn't look good. I'll just go away. No, Game of Thrones, of course, is the best show, but I think ratings-wise, like Walking Dead At least it has been the most popular show for a while. Now, I haven't watched The Man in a High Castle. It's probably interesting, but yeah. Wasn't that tempted. And anime is also not my thing. I've heard the Vikings TV show is good. It's been on my to-do list. I've watched this other show that is more or less the same show, what's called The Last Kingdom, and generally speaking, as Fiddler would say, I do enjoy Viking stuff. So Vikings is on my long to-do list. And I agree with Mountebank. You can always stay at rock bottom for as long as you want. Mr. Robot, bit overrated, let's be honest. Starts off very well, but then, yeah, I watched it, but I thought the hype was a little much. I should probably take on d7. I'm weirdly attracted to the move knight d3. And now I've changed my mind. I'm going to take on c8. Complicated thought process of a strong grandmaster, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. So queen takes. I'm going to go here. Then do something. I'm sort of winning, but I'm playing so terribly that I do not take anything for granted. I have more good shows being mentioned, and I realize I have a feeling I'm spending all my time in this Chess24 studio, and I have some other stuff going on. But I've seen all these shows. Yeah, I watched Narcos. I found it entertaining. Like, a lot of stuff you could criticize about it, but I was thoroughly entertained, and I also like Jessica Jones. The 100 I have not seen. And I've once again misplayed this. I'm still better, but if he takes and goes knight f6 or whatever, you could even argue that black has some compensation. In fact, that might me change my mind towards dc, which wasn't the plan at all. But just to have some c6 in some lines. Black Mirror is another good TV show. Yep. Where do I go here? You can challenge me. I'm not sure if my name is displayed correctly below the stream. It should be. Then you should be able to hover over it and click on challenge there. Since I set it up myself, sometimes it doesn't work because I'm a moron. Then you can search for, what am I called? Jan. In this little search bar we have. And it should bring you to my profile, and there you can click on challenge. But I believe you can just click on my name below the screen. Or not click on it, hover over it. That's the correct term. As for the game, I'm now 2 pawns up, and I haven't seen a way how I lose in one move, so I'm very optimistic. Sorry. Also, I'm not getting paid for drinking this Red Bull, which is very sad. I'm just trying to get as much caffeine into my body as I possibly can. Tick-tack, tock, tack, tuck asks if it works if you search for moron. Yeah, please do that, tick-tack, tock, tack, tuck, and challenge him. Knight f6, I'm sort of completely winning, which normally makes me become complacent and bungle it. c6 wins, I guess. Bishop, any bishop move wins too. Let's do this. Check. Oh, I just calculated that I can pre-move this, but Nighthawk resigns. Thanks for the game, Nighthawk. And no, I don't think I can get Nakamura to do a banter, sorry, Shacho. Even though, yeah, he should probably give me some of his Red Bull loyalties. Then again, I'm gonna drink a lot of stuff during the night that contains sugar and or caffeine. I'll play against Faust Fan. Yeah, I think Vichy has a shot in the candidates. He got some insane odds at a betting site I'm not going to reveal. People don't really believe in him, but I think he always has a shot, and he played well in Zurich, he caught some confidence there. So never write off Vichy boy. Let's play the Petrov. That is the most aggressive opening known to man when you're playing for a win against Faust Fan. Gotta go for the Petrov. It's not a bad opening, but it might not help me getting a more exciting image. I used to play it a bit in the old days. Knight c3 here I've never seen though. I guess pin him. Could also take, could do many things. But I like to pin. Shacho suggesting White Russian. I had a phase after watching The Big Lebowski where I tried to drink White Russians. It's sort of a cool looking drink, but I get a headache from it. I'm not sure which component that is, but I get sort of an insta headache. The position on the board doesn't give me a headache yet, because I do have the two bishops, which I like. And, ooh, long castles. Faust Fan wants to checkmate me. Not gonna be able to do it, Faust Fan. I take this approach as an insult, and I shall punish you duly. Duly, unduly? I never know how to use that word. More show discussions, and yeah, I must have spent a lot of time in my young life watching TV shows, because I also watched a bit of Sons of Anarchy. I gave up on it after like 3 seasons maybe, but I quite enjoyed it. Nothing wrong with little Sons of Anarchy. Bishop d3, what do I do? When did I become so weak at chess? Maybe I always have been. But I struggle like making natural moves in such a position where black is slightly better. I can't decide. Bishop g4, knight e4, a5. Then I just do random things. It's all very sad. Pepe in the other room seems to be having fun. He's yelling, boom. Crazy Spaniards and their pleasure, the pleasure they take in living. 95. He's talking about sandwiches. Now I'll go away. Robin Nielsen is asking about a 1e4 repertoire series. I've also noticed we need that. So I've been talking to some people. My favorite to do would be our boy Robin, because he's an e4 player and a theoretician I respect greatly. He's very busy studying, but I'm trying to get him to come for whenever he has time and do something. So can't promise it, but I'm aware we should get something like that, and I'm working on it. This is the celebration Shacho. Doctor Who, nah, it's too geeky even for me. Like I've tried to... I think I've had to watch the first season and nah. Can't do it, can't do it. And no, I haven't seen Vikings, but it's on my to-do list. I've heard good things. Give me that pawn, come on. Probably pre-move bishop takes h7 check, but that's illegal. No illegal moves. Windgleiter is saying you can spend your whole life to build a repertoire against e4 lol. Yeah, I was talking more about a white repertoire. So an e4 repertoire. Regarding repertoires against e4, there should be plenty on the site, right? I don't know from memory, but I know there's Robin's, what's it called? Taimanov series. Sure, Niklas has some repertoires. Didn't I do something? Oh yeah, I've been doing an update on this Marshall stuff. No, there should be plenty against 1E4 stuff. And The Flash, did I watch The Flash? I might have seen a bit of it. It's some high school comedy with a dude that can run really fast, right? And yeah, was this stuff where whatever, he's in love with this girl who's his sister, or I don't know what she was. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Where did I go? Here? Maybe I'll go back just to see if he wants to repeat moves, and then I will hurt his feelings by not doing it. Probably get back rank mated in the process. Kind of everything. Now I'm fine switching the topic from TV shows. Just as I said it, I realized I don't have any other topic. So yeah, we're gonna keep talking about TV shows. Or I will. You guys talk whatever you want. Yeah, still Doctor Who talk. I think probably what I saw was season 1. I thought it was crap, and I decided there's too many shows out there to spend more time on Doctor Who. But I understand it has a huge following. So probably something to it. Don't know what though. Pin. Faustfan is a pretty good player for 1500, by the way. Is this his first game? Let me check this. Yeah, he hasn't played much, so he's probably better than 1500. And since, yeah, I can barely see the pieces. I love Deadpool, yeah, I was talking about it, some other show. I thought it was very funny, even though I watch it in German, so I think half of the jokes sort of got lost in translation. But yeah, I liked it. It was a little too meta and too, yeah, self-conscious. So it's still a dumb superhero movie, let's face it. And it still has the same story like many of the movies that it's making fun of. And it still has Ryan Reynolds, who did the Green Lantern, so he shouldn't be like too full of himself making fun of superheroes. But no, I thought it was very funny. I'm not so sure if San Antonio has a chance against Golden State. I think they don't match up very well. Like, you can't really use Kawhi on Steph because then Kawhi can't guard Draymond and you gotta hide Tony Parker somewhere. So I don't like the matchups, and barring injuries, I have a feeling Golden State might just crush them. I'm always rooting for San Antonio. I like San Antonio, but I'm afraid they're not gonna be able to do it. And also they gotta beat Oklahoma City in the second round, which is not a walk in the park. Oklahoma City, as far as I know, and I know quite far, have never lost a playoff series when all three of Durant, Westbrook and Ibaka were healthy. So it's not gonna be easy. The rest of this game should be easy if I don't lose on time, which I won't do, because I collected like 8 of his pawns. Run! Did I get checkmated in one? Almost. Would have been fitting. Oh, Donor lives in San Antonio? Why did I think you were German? No, I haven't seen Ryan Reynolds in Selfless. Is that a movie where he's in a coffin or something? Yeah, Deadpool has nothing to do with superhero stuff. It's more of a parody of the genre. No, it's a funny movie. You can watch it if you don't have a clue about superhero shizzle. Let's play against V296. Probably his date of birth. But could be other things. 96, can I think of something funny with 1996? 96? Nah. What's 96 in French? 96? 16? 96? My French is not very good. What's my view of Bulls management? I don't know. I didn't follow this whole tips saga that closely. And yeah, who are these guys? Like, who's in charge there? Jerry Reinsdorf and this Krause guy? Gar Foreman? Like, no, I don't know much. Like, they have a fame for trying to, what's the word? Lowball guys and being cheap and so on, but I'm really not an expert. I'm also not an expert on this line that V296 is springing on me. He's blitzing all this stuff out as if it was any good. I'm confused. I'll take and go here and hope that I don't have to resign within the next 3 moves. I haven't really counted material. I'm guessing I have like, what, 2 pieces for rook and something. Maybe a pawn. So it should be kind of alright. But bishop g5 already scares me a bit. Guess I can't go d6, even though I would really like to. Yeah, that's a good move. Missed that one. And d6, e5, takes, and I'm sort of pinned. That's annoying. Can't think of anything better than going here, and without the dark squared bishops, white might actually be fine. Bishop f6 I'm surprised by. It's also reasonable, I guess, but I'm still surprised. Where do I go? Here or g7? No, let's go here. Not sure if I should try to open the position or keep it closed. I went with keeping it closed. I haven't gotten a full pawn count. Let's get a pawn count. I have 5 pawns. He has 7 or 6? Oh, he has 7. So he has rook and 2 pawns for my 2 bishops, which I guess is roughly material equality. I think I should be fine the way it went. But yeah, it's an interesting line. I was gonna say something about the interestingness of this line, but I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Anything else? If I will do a banter battle against Daniel Wrench from chess.com. Probably not, but yeah, I've been looking into doing more banter battles, whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed playing against John Bartholomew. And yeah, I'm too lazy to actively pursue them, but I'll have a look around what other potential matches there are. Chess Explained, there you go. It seems like we have another potential match. One of his videos earlier today, he would be happy to play you in match. Yeah, no, all the YouTube guys seem to be very happy to play matches. I'll look into it, why not? What's going on here? And all these guys who watch one of these shows and think, I'm gonna crush Jan. Not gonna be so simple. I can step up my game a little bit if needed, or at least I hope so. But no, I can't. I am washed up. Might crush me. But I might win this game against V296 because this is gonna be a nasty check. In general, if you don't manage to advance the pawns in formation, then you might end up being in some trouble. And just as I was praising myself, he plays king g3, which I missed once again. I could go bishop h4, king h2. Then I'm not sure if I can take on f2 or not. Let's give this check first, then think. I'll go here, just to confuse him. My very subtle trap was rook d2, bishop g5. It looks like he's not intending to fall for it. Don't you hate it when they don't intend to fall for your traps? Still not sure. The funny thing is if this rook goes anywhere and I take on f2, then he could go rook f1 back. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Takes and rook knight d3, if I can actually keep my piece. Think I can. But I don't have a peaceful, easy feeling about it. And yeah, I get the idea of the mutually beneficial things with the matches, plus I enjoy them, so yeah, I'm open to thingies. Of course I blundered rook g2 too. I should really try to pay some attention. This is getting sadder and sadder by the moment. Still, I'll win this match. This game. See? Very confused. Focus mode. Not really sure why I blundered that knight of mine. No, no draw. What was my plan? Give a check or g5? I think my plan was to give a check. But I decided on this complicated plan like seconds ago, so you can't expect me to still remember what I wanted to do. Sad but true. I guess he has to go rook g2. When I shall give a check on e3. Method Man is happy he made his first draw against the GM today. Today is the day. If you want a GM scalp, tonight is the night, people. King h2. What can I do? That rhymes, and if it rhymes, it is true. I guess I can take. Still not over. He can jump around a little bit. Jump up, and jump down. After rook f2, why not bishop e3? Very possible I blundered something earlier. Can't remember where, when, what. Ah, here. And bishop e3 is not a legal move, so that one I did not blunder. And v296 resigns a little early, but he was also in trouble on the clock. That was a well-played game, except for the couple pieces I blundered along the way. Do we have anybody else? Why not Mr. Biofritz? From Portugal. Let's play the Scandinavian. Windgleiter 1 randomly switch languages. Luke Lucas Müller asked me to play the Catalan. Didn't I play the Catalan already? C4. Why don't people ever play C4? I don't know. I'll give it a check. It's not as effective as it would have been after King E2, but it's still a check. Yeah, this doesn't look like the refutation of the Scandinavian, but I'm also not gonna claim I'm winning. Muchacha. Shacho wants to buy me drinks when in Hamburg. Yeah, anytime. I'm not a big drinker, as I said. I get a headache even from White Russian. Let me know. Planning to give a check. I can still give this check. Gimme. Maybe I should develop some piece at some point. But which one? I have 6, he can do the same trick I did to him. Nah, let's not develop any pieces. It's kind of cheating to play with more than one knight anyway. I think you're automatically redirected to the game if I accept your challenge. At least I've never heard complaints about that. I've heard a lot of complaints. But yeah, there's probably some box or to go to game or whatnot. Doesn't it? I know it doesn't always go there directly, but else it will start blinking on your little screen and then you can go there. What's going on here? I picked up a pawn, which is nice, but even being a pawn up has not saved me in my recent exploits. Probably find a way to blunder something. Yeah, I'll be playing for 6 hours straight, but I'll switch languages at 2 if I'm correctly informed. I think I am, since I made the schedule. So yeah, I'll switch languages at 2. Speak this crazy language of Spanish for 2 hours. Grandmaster Jose Cuenca will take over in English and speak English for 2 hours. He's next door yelling. And then we're gonna reshuffle the language deck at 4 if anybody's still awake then. But neither Pepper nor I have slept at all during the day, so I expect us to collapse any minute. What's going on here, Bio Fritz? You're planning to checkmate me? There's no queens on the board. Anyway, I'm still scared of your attack, so I shall fix that pawn. Stop it in its tracks. Nah, this is nothing. We've done the 72-hour banter ton together. So playing for 6 hours really is not a big deal. The problem is just we're both kind of tired. Starting out. Getting old. Tired at 1 AM. What's going on here? 94? Stop making complicated moves, Bio Fritz. Too complicated for me. Oh, I'm still allowed to castle. That's good news. Let's do this. If d6, bishop c6 looks good. If rook f1, knight g4. Yada, yada, yada. Is anybody watching this? Some people still up, or maybe some people already up in the United States of the Americanas, which I believe is the correct wording. So yeah, or maybe some Germans with insomnia. This position I'm, yeah, sort of winning. But I promise I won't finish in style. Even though I just spotted an idea, which I will go for, and it probably means that it's losing material. But maybe it's not. Maybe this is my 15 seconds of fame. Maybe I've seen a tactic. Oh, feel the rush. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Point is, wherever his king goes, I was hoping I would get a hold of this bishop. You can try it out for yourself. King c3, knight e4, king d2, knight e4, king e3, knight g4, king e2, rook e8. And yeah, I've calculated all that. I know, it is very impressive. I think so too. No collar, no tie. Yeah, it's true, I might change, but I had to wear my Chess 24 t-shirt for all the celebrations. I have plenty of shirts and ties flying around the office, don't you worry. Yeah. No, I have more than 4 people that have heard of me in the US, because I sometimes go there personally, and I know at least 5 guys. Actually, I know exactly 5. I used to spend a lot of time in New York City when I was still young and walking around Manhattan with Wander looking at the big buildings. But now I'm old and I don't have as much time to travel anymore. So I haven't been to New York for a while. I went to LA in like last November or something. And I'll play against Long John, not Silver, but Lucky. Long John Lucky? That's a little bit of a confusing username. I'm not sure what he's trying to tell us. And I think I was asked earlier to play the Catalan, and of course I'm trying to fulfill all your wishes. So here's another exciting Catalan. If you want to know how to play this line with black, of course you might be interested in watching my recent repertoire series. Part 1 deals with this stuff. Do I think a Nimzo player would be more suited to Sicilian Najdorf or Taimanov? No, I think Najdorf is one of the best openings out there. I think like e4, e5 and the Najdorf are the kings of the openings. So I believe everyone is suited to play Najdorf. But since you specifically mentioned the Nimzo player, Taimanov is a little more positional and you need to know a little less theory. So maybe it fits better with it, but I think it pays either way to learn the Najdorf. So I think they're both good openings. Najdorf offers a little brighter, wider scope when it comes to different types of positions. So long term for improving your chess, I'd go with Najdorf, but I'm not aware of a refutation of the Taimanov. It's a good video series on here by our boy Robin. So I'm fine with both. And yeah, as for a Nimzo player, Nimzo could be anything. So no clue. Diab wants to know whom you met personally of the Super Jams besides Svidler. All of them, believe it or not. Doesn't mean they're talking to me much. I'm normally like this nagging little brother who's trying to be annoying without... No, who is annoying. I don't even have to try. But yeah, I know these dudes. Akai is trying to lowball his rating. I need a haircut. What is happening? B5. Now I really gotta jump in here. Oh, I lost? It says I disconnected? Why did I disconnect? I've been here all the way. Confusing. I hope we're back. I guess the internet passed out for like half a minute. Looks like I lost the game, which is sad, because I played the very strong move 95, but looks like I didn't reconnect in time. Pity in the city. And kudos to Long John Lucky, who got lucky in that, indeed. I think I would have crushed him, frankly. But looks like, yeah, my internet gave up for a moment there. Let's play Kariba. Kariba. Let's see how low we can get this rating. 2670. If it gets lower than my FIDE, something's wrong. It should like be 500 points higher in online play, I would guess. But I'll get there, I'll get there. Good old Queen's Indian. And yeah, b5 was a little shocking. And now 500 points higher is a bit exaggerated. I would guess like, what, 300 points maybe on chess 24 is fair? Yeah, I would guess like 300 points higher maybe. 200. I'm not sure, I've never done any statistics on this. At some point, the ratings were like almost the same as FIDE around a year ago. Then they exploded a little bit. Then I think we lowered the starting rating from 1800 to 1500 to fight that. And I haven't looked into it much, but yeah, I have a feeling I should be higher rated, but don't we all? I'll move some pieces towards the center of the board. How bad can that be? Looks like we're going for hanging pawns again. 95 looks logical. General, against the hanging pawns you want to exchange a bunch of pieces to pronounce their weakness. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. I don't really know how this inflation stuff works. I guess online there's so many games being played that ratings tend to go up. And guitar player, you know the rules. I only play premium members, and I prefer premium members that give me exchanges in one move. So go premium. It only costs whatever it costs, like 10 euros a month, and you get the chance to not only watch all these exciting learn videos we have here if you want to improve your chess, but also to play famous grandmasters and me in Banter Blitz sessions. And that was my, whatever time it is, 134 marketing speech. Do I think we'll have a German 2700 plus anytime soon? I don't know. I think all these kids are pretty promising, like Matthias Blübaum, who was here the other day, Dennis Wagner, Rasmus Svane, whom I've worked with. He's a very strong player as well. The 2700, it depends like how much you commit to chess, I would guess. At least my own very sad life story, as we know, was you could combine all the random crap I was doing. And yeah, passing, getting like to 2-6, whatever, 30, 40, 50 level in my case nowadays, it might be a little higher. But 2700, it won't be easy. So yeah, it really depends if one of these guys, I should also mention Donchenko, he's also a very strong player. Yeah, if he's all in on chess and keeps improving, but I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't want to name any names to put too much pressure after I named all their names. If they did it. There's also some younger generation talents like Vincent Keimer. So it's not impossible, but it's also not easy. That should happen at some point, right? Knight g5. Are you going to checkmate me, Kariba? Don't do that. Should a1, sidestepping c4. Maybe I'll still go c4. Maybe not. Oh man. Must think. I'll go here for lack of a better idea. Thing is, if I move my bishop, bishop f6 bothered me. c4 wasn't that clear. And knight a5, then I was potentially a bit vulnerable on c6 in a bunch of lines, so I thought getting it out of the way makes sense. You can still go knight g5, threatening bishop f6 and queen h7. But I thought I could get away with playing g6 and nothing too bad would happen. Faust fan is asking the eternal question, should someone smart enough to become that good really seek a career in chess? I think they could make a lot more money in basically any other field. Yeah, first of all, a couple assumptions I'm not sure with. First of all, I'm not sure you have to be that smart. I'm not sure that's the main criteria. Secondly, yeah, I'm not a big believer in whatever you call it, smarts or talent. It's putting in the hours, and in chess it's the same. So it's not like after you've reached 2650 that you can then say, okay, now I'm gonna dedicate my talents to becoming a millionaire or a giant or a genius in astrophysics or whatnot. Like, chess is an addictive kind of thing. And thirdly, you could argue it's not all about the monies. The chess lifestyle and the research, especially people who stick with it and become very strong, has a lot going for it. But yeah, of course, it's always a big storyline, especially in Western Europe, that people normally have better and safer career choices than if you're whatever, like these guys now. If you're 2600, you don't know yet if you're gonna become world champion, if you wanna pursue a career, or if you wanna study and do something serious. Will I do something serious in this game? Probably not. Kind of like 94. Well, in general I should be winning. I'm just an exchange up, but there's still a lot of care needed, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. Even Fischer apparently worked 10 hours a day. Yeah, I don't think Fischer has a lot of fame for not studying chess much. Trying to take this pawn. A little concerned about queen c3, if knight b3, bishop c4. And I'm gonna have to come up with something. He's done it. What can I come up with? I could just go away. That would be a little sad. I feel like doing something fancy. Don't think it works, but I'll flag him if it doesn't, so how bad can it be? Really doesn't work though. Problem is rook takes b8. But I thought I would flag him while he's trying to figure that out. Or she. You see all my flagging experience at display here, and my taking stuff experience. Should not remove this bishop. Never allow mate in 1 unless you have a very good reason for it. It's a very important rule of thumb when playing chess. And I won that one. Yay me. Yeah, no, I didn't start playing all that long ago. Just tired because I didn't sleep, which is weird, really. My sleeping routines are all screwed up ever since I got up early Sunday morning. Like, my healthy sleeping from 4 a.m. till 11 a.m. sleeping routines are all messed up. Okay, let's play against someone strong who, if you've watched any part of this show, means they should normally crush me. But you know what? I'm gonna go into uber focus mode for this game against tick tack tock tack 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 took tick. See, that's my uber focus face. My uber focus knight is already on f6, and I've played e6 quickly, my main move, and I'll pre-move d5. After knight c3 I'm less happy with it, but still happy. I'm happy. I almost pre-moved bishop f5, but fortunately I had a change of heart. I'll go here. I've seen people do that recently. And if people do that, people can not be wrong. Not making any sense. And I think people start with h6, not with knight bd7 actually. But what you gonna do? This is what I've seen people do. People are all the same. Now I don't know what people do anymore. Do I go h5? Put the knight here, since he doesn't have a knight to come to e5. This looks like a reasonable move. Not sure where to put my king. I guess here as well, yeah? Words of... I can't sing. I really shouldn't be singing. No one wants to hear that. Yeah, whatever. g4, I should throw in h5 at some point. e4 I find hard to believe somehow. But maybe I'm wrong. We will never know. I guess a3, then I thought I could take, but queen takes, and it's not spectacular. I think black is fine either way, but not as fine as I thought. Now, let's be more ambitious. Let's keep the bishop. Now, with hindsight, I maybe should have gone to e7 immediately. But I think I have a good position. Jump around. h5 totally random move, but sometimes it's good to make totally random moves quickly, just so your opponent has to move again, then he has to think about what to move. That's more wisdom. e5. Can I do this? Maybe, maybe not. We will never know. I don't even know how this "we will never know" entered my head, but it sounds like it's there to stay for now. Yeah, no, I think I have a good position. There's an e4 plan in general, I don't believe. But of course, we're just getting started. And I might be losing on time. I'm already very after the connection disappeared. And I guess black wouldn't spend too much time here. White wouldn't spend so much time here. If this was the real thing. Oh, he did spend so much time. That is very friendly. I love it when they spend so much time and give me pawns. It's like birthday and anniversary on the same day. This did not go well, Mr. Tick Tack Tock Tack Tack. Complicated name. I almost lost on time reading that. I'm kind of completely winning. But how? How to execute? Probably not like this, but the problem is both plan A and plan B are very promising in this situation, and I always find it hard to decide between those two. Plan A is normally checkmate, and plan B, well, you all know what plan B is. And both seem pretty effective in the situation on the board. Might be a combination of the two. Yeah, sorry, tic-tac. Okay, I think I have one more game. time for one more game before I switch the language to Spanish and start my new stream en español, which I don't really speak, but for 2 hours I'll get by. I'll just talk nonsense. And Pepe Cuenca then is gonna take over in English, while I'll be back with the Spanish show after the next game. Last game against Muchacha. Muchacha from Germany. Goes e4, I shall play the move g6. Is the good old nature versus nurture discussion going on in the chat? And don't you worry, all you guys who are upset I didn't manage to take your challenge yet. First of all, I never managed to take all in a given setting, but there's gonna be Banter Blitz going on throughout the whole anniversary party. So everyone will get their chance to play either against me, but there's also Peter Svidler with his handicap Banter Blitz at 6 p.m. I believe, till 9 p.m. Sopiko and Anna, aka Miss Strategy, Miss Tactics, will be playing throughout the day. Ilya Zarogatsky, Grandmaster Ilya Zarogatsky, is gonna play from 6 till 10 in the morning. And I'll be back after like sleeping for 15 hours after doing this. At, when will I be back? I think my next show after this midnight program here is the night shift starting from 8 p.m. on the 24th. So plenty time to play in the next 22 hours. I'm well aware Muchacha is Spanish for go. My Spanish is bad, but not that bad. Like, I gotta do a 2-hour show in Spanish in a minute, so that's... You've seen how much I'm struggling with English words, so it might not be ideal to do my first ever show in Spanish at 2 a.m. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. The chess can't really get any worse. So, I'm worried about nothing. I also don't have any phrases in Spanish. I hardly know what the pieces are called. Caballo, peón, torre, dama, alfil, rey. I also can't pronounce the R, which is a big problem. So many problems, so little time. Here, yeah, I guess Muchacha have literally disrespectful, arrogant as I am. I've paid little attention because I was blinded by Muchacha's lowish blitz rating, but so far he or she has been playing pretty well after bishop d4. Position is roughly equal. So I have to start paying some attention. Bishop d4 has been played. I will attack the queen. Bishop e5. Bishop e5 I would be slightly better because the bishop is stronger than the knight in this situation. And yeah, Muchacha is pretty much the only Spanish word I use. I picked up one other word from watching Narcos, but I'm not even sure I'm allowed to use that on the air. So it's gonna be mainly Muchacha. Maybe Muchacho, bit of Muchacho thrown in there, but that's gonna be most of the show. So you can look forward to that. And also, if you prefer the common tongue, you can just switch to Pepe Cuenca's show, which is gonna start at the same time in English. And Pepe's actually capable of speaking English. Very funny dude, in case you haven't seen any of his shows. I highly recommend it. He's very good. Not at chess, he's terrible at chess, but he's very, very funny. And no, he's not terrible at chess. He's a grandmaster, and he can never play worse than I've been playing this session. It's the midnight session. Rook c1 would have been more practical in a way. Normally, if you have two rooks and your opponent has one, you just want to exchange one of these rooks to pronounce your superiority. But of course, with wherever I'm up, an exchange and 2 pawns, it's a bit of an uphill battle for Muchacha from here. Anyway. Okay, let's take these pawns. Give me all your pawns and the rooks for free. There we go. Thanks for the game, muchacha. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go on a very short break, but I'll be back in a couple minutes speaking the crazy language we call Espanol. Then I think I'm gonna switch back to English at my time, 4 a.m., which is in roughly 2 hours. So if you want to stick with English, you can switch to Pepe Cuenca's show, which also starts at 2 in English. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Yeah, see you soon in Spanish or in 2 hours in English. Until then, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.